Hey you! Yeah you! I don't care what anybody says about you, I think you're awesome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name's Brian and today we are in for an adventure as we travel to the big city of Toronto, Ontario to tour Metro Prep Academy. Metro Prep is a 42-year-old private school doing some pretty amazing things with their entire student body. Stick around today. Our tour is led by none other than Joe Johnson at Unlearn 16. Let's get into it. Hello, friends and fam. Welcome to the big city of Toronto. I'm actually in North York, Ontario, Canada, and we have an incredibly wicked awesome opportunity in front of us. Today we are hanging out with Joe Johnson, Unlearn 16 at Metro Prep Academy. Come along for the tour.
You want to be able to do those things because to empower them, they have to take risks with you. We have a system built on just take what you're good at. What? Why on earth would an educational system be only based on what you're good at? What a waste. It can be when they're kids and you're making them feel strong and brilliant and capable and you're making them face things they're not good at but do them anyways. Or you can cut all of that, wait till they leave school, wait till rates of healthcare go up, social assistance, addiction, mental health crisis goes up. You're gonna pay.
Totally off the cuff.
I'll let you lead.
Well, we're at Metro Prep Academy, North York, Ontario.
North York, Ontario.
We're at Toronto? What do we say?
It is North York. It's on the cusp. We don't love saying North York. I feel like we're in Toronto, but our address is actually North York.
Well, the hotel that I'm staying at would be like Toronto prices.
Listen.
It was over $300 for this night.
Look, I don't know what to tell you, but to stay in the best city in the world, you could have slept in your car.
No, I flew, but I would have done car camping.
That's an awful idea. I did realize, though, not all kids get sarcasm. I once told a kid a few years ago to get out of my classroom, like, oh, get out of here. Turned around, got something from my desk. I looked around, I go, where's Matt? Kid said he left. I said, what? Packed up his stuff, put it out, and he was sitting, waiting outside of the secretary's office, calling his mom because I told him to get out of here. Doesn't always work out. In order to empower that kid, in order to make them feel like they can accomplish great things, two things have to happen. Number one, I'm vulnerable. Letting them avoid things they're scared of and only do things they're great at because one day they're going to come up against something and they're not going to know how to stand up against it. Number two, this one's a hard one. Accountability.
We are in the games room at Metro Prep Academy. Tell me about this space. Tell me about this school. I know this school is about as old as I am. 1 year younger than me, I think.
It is. It's 42, pushing on 43.
1982.
Yep,
and I'm in 81.
1982 it is. We actually moved to this school right before COVID. So this September before COVID, we had to move spaces and quite quickly. They were rezoning, whatever they were doing. So we got bounced. And as we got bounced, we had to make a very quick decision. Do we keep Metro Prep and find somewhere or we just, call it a day?
Let's go.
And we did. And we renovated this school within 2 months.
That's
it was
incredible.
Insane. And then everything shut down.
And then everything shut. So that would have been.
Then the world shut off.
So you started like literally January, February 2020 then. March was shut down.
We started in September.
Okay, of course, that school year.
And then of 2019, and then by March,
done.
Now this room, we didn't have a chance to do. This room was all storage. And just like your basement, right? You just keep crap you don't need.
Boxes.
So in this room, we had so much stuff. And last year, was it last year or 2 years? I can't even remember at this point. Ryan and I look in this room and we're like, that's it. We need a space. First of all, it's a waste of space, all the garbage. Chuck it out. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't bring you joy. Is that what they said? Well, nothing in here brought me joy.
Nothing in here brought you joy.
We threw it all out and literally put up walls because that's basically, they put in these lights that I'm still having a bit of a problem.
These weren't here?
Yeah, all of these walls were put in.
It was all open concept.
It was all, well, that wall was there.
Okay.
But the wall behind you, but it was all like open. So if you opened up these walls, you'd see sort of, there's like a hallway that runs through it that's still storage.
Okay, very cool.
So we put up the walls and then between Ryan and I, who's the principal, and his drama production class, we built the room.
Amazing.
We painted the room, we got old retro gear, we had old banners, we have old jerseys, I have my old Jordans up there.
You know what I love? When I started teaching, and I mean, I've come a long way, but it was like, it was my classroom. And then it was our classroom, and then it was their classroom. But here's an opportunity where these kids literally built the building. Literally built their own school.
100%.
Talk about student voice and choice and accountability.
You know, and they spend a lot of time in here. So right now where we're sitting, if you could turn around and see that we have a TV set up there, they're allowed to play video games.
We'll do it to her. Keep talking.
They're allowed to, you know, watch movies. They're allowed to do any of those things. And a lot of people would think that, you know, oh, you'll just find kids in here all the time abusing the privilege, which they don't. Not that they never do. I mean, they're still teenagers. I'll find them more often than not playing chess, which is insane.
Tables.
They love doing that, and then ping pong.
There's no math in chess.
There's no math.
There's no repeating patterns in play.
No, not at all. And then ping pong, sometimes...
Big fan. We had ping pong at my school.
Sometimes they're too much, though. This is where, you know, they get loud and so sometimes we need to restrict ping pong hours. Or they'll just study in here, or they'll just hang out.
That's incredible.
We have a lot of kids that come real early and stay really late, and we wanted a space where they could feel comfortable.
Let's take a walk.
Right? All right,
All right.
Go. Where should
So we've got lockers in here, too. Look at more seating. It's like...
Well, listen,
feels
you know
like
what
an
the
airport.
best part is? This right here, my couch from
like,
home.
Actually yours from
my
home?
My couch from home. And I got new couches, and I wanted to, and I brought these in. I mean, I could have sold them or whatever, and I thought, no, this is the better way to do it. This space right here is coming up. Well, we're doing an entire charity event. Let me turn on some lights. Hold on. Ryan would be so upset if I didn't have the right lighting.
While you're looking for those, I'll just do a showcase. All kinds of stuff. See, now, this stuff would just walk away if I had it posted in my classroom.
Oh, no. Kids don't want it. They don't. That's just, why don't this work?
Turn on light.
Anyway, turn it on.
That's okay.
There
Skip
we go.
light.
You got a light.
I got my light on.
So what we're actually doing, we're doing an inaugural... we're not a mock of the Academy Awards. We're doing a Metro Prep Gala event, pseudo Academy Awards. And it is a fully dress up. You're going to be hearing people rehearse. We'll go in there in a second. Those are our musical students.
I don't know if they can pick it up because we're wearing mics, but there's music happening
You'll
right next door.
So we're actually going to have a full gala event, a 4-course meal. We're taking over the Eglinton Grand Theater, which is no longer used for theater. So we're doing a huge event. Everybody's going to dress to the nines. And we're going to have nominations for students. We're going to have awards. We're going to have video clips. We're going to have performances. It's going to be a huge event. And then this is going to roll into the final play production of Metro Prep, and they're going to do a version of Almost Famous.
I'm coming to see this. This is my favorite movie.
It's going to be, listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with my full chest. If you come to a Metro Prep theater production, you will never, ever be disappointed. If you are, I'll pay for your dinner and your hotel accommodations.
Deal. Actually, I got an early read on your book where you talk about doing a play kind of for the first time. More on that later, though.
That wasn't great because of me, but it was great because I didn't pass out or throw up. So there.
And we're down on that little ramp here.
Oh, actually, let me show you this. These are all the plays that we've done.
Wow.
Mice and
Men, Lord of the Flies.
I've created all of these images in order to represent each play that we've done since Ryan and I have been here.
Look at that. So it'll be, we'll see Almost Famous here.
We'll do it up there.
In another year, the second row.
And we came back up. That was mine.
Nice.
Right there.
That's the one you were in.
That's the one I was in.
I read about it.
I'll show you my promo picture in a second. Last year we did this.
Frankenstein.
It was incredible. Made me cry.
Did it?
Yeah. It was fantastic. All right, so one of the teachers is playing in here.
Sure.
Oh, there we go. Wave, Christian. Christian.
Hello, YouTube.
Is an amazing faculty member here at Metro Prep. He's an amazing magician.
Look at this space.
Can you pull something out of a hat? Musician. So right now we have it fully set up because we just did an event at the Aga Khan where we did a full rock concert where we had kids that have been playing music forever. We also had kids that wanted to be a part of it. So come September, they started learning the guitar. so they could at least do one song on
I love
stage
that.
as of December when we put on the concert. So this is for the concert, and they'll be reconfiguring this space because this is exactly the space where Ryan will build an Almost Famous set in order to do that play at the
What
end of
does
the year.
that set look like? I have to watch the movie again.
Guys, listen, I don't know.
Turn of the century
It
movie.
comes
That's a
out of Ryan's
25-year-old
head.
movie.
Nobody knows what it is out of Ryan's head. You just wait and you're impressed. And when he tells you to get stuff, you just go get it.
You just go get it.
Yeah.
That's what we do. It's the principle. That's
all
what you do.
You just get it.
So is this your classroom here?
This is mine. Sorry, I'm just noticing.
Do your thing. Do your furniture. I'm
the
going to walk
kid
around.
obviously,
I noticed you've got tables instead of desks.
I don't do it. I don't do desks. I don't like it. Now, my kids don't necessarily love these tables because sometimes they squeak.
Oh, sure.
And I say, you know
Table
what?
might be older than me.
You know what? It's character. So get everybody squeaks when they get character. And I get all of these pretty much off Facebook Marketplace. Some people have donated them. I like my classroom to be authentic. This was actually a replica of a King Louis kind of set, and this is usually where they want to sit because they're more comfortable chairs.
Of course.
You know, that's it. So we fight about that. I actually
Classroom library.
I got a PS5.
See that?
The kids
I
talked me
see
into
that.
it. They said that the PS3 that I had was no good, and then I needed a PS5. So
I love the brand new textbook sitting on the shelf. Shows what
Listen.
kind of a teacher you are. And I mean that in a good way. Those haven't been cracked.
yeah, well, I keep them. I let them use them. If they want to take them home, they take them home. But they're an in-class resource
Sure.
because most times kids either don't want to use the textbook or don't know how to use the textbook. So you got to teach, especially those are grade 7 books. You
Yep.
have to teach them how to utilize them. They don't know what an index is. They don't know what a
100%.
glossary is. And you hand a textbook and you hope for the best, and usually they just get lost. So.
As a former grade 8 teacher, we had conversations all the time about this narrative of preparing kids for high school. To the point where I remember a superintendent showed up at our school, pulled my administrator out and said, listen, the high school's all up in arms. They're saying your grade 8s that you're sending over, and we had a big feeder school, 100 intermediate kids, they don't know how to sit quietly or write notes. And the community's concerned you're not preparing them for high school. And my administrator said, respectfully, how is high school preparing for these kids? Because it hasn't changed. And it was such a forward-thinking thought. But what it did do for us in grade 8, because I was an anti-test teacher, so to speak, we started doing tests, but not for a math grade, the skill of test taking, because that's what our high school counterparts wanted.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I do. I mean, a lot of my students will say things like, Joe, I don't think we want to do no kid wants to do testing. And I said, okay, but this is an academic preparatory school. My
Right.
job, your
Right.
goal is to head off to university. Do I think sit down, be quiet, take a test is the best format? No, but do I know that's how they're going to weed you out first and second year?
100%.
Yes. So if I don't teach you how to do it, I'm not doing my job. So
Yep.
until university shift, here
Yep,
we are.
I agree with that.
Yeah, right.
This is cool.
So
They're all orange.
Yeah, they're all orange because every year I make sure that we do a school-wide Truth and Reconciliation project. So for those who are listening that might not be Canadian, Truth and Reconciliation Day is a day that Canadians are sort of communally driven to understand the history of Indigenous people in this country, what they have been through, the cultural genocide they have faced, continue to face, and how we can learn the truth of that and then reconcile and move towards more of a place of justice. I want to make sure that my whole school is involved when we do this. This would have been one aspect of the day. We would have done a music aspect, we would have done a literature aspect, and we would have done a film aspect as well. And we consistently have speakers that come in order to represent the community in a more authentic way. So this is one of our computer labs.
This is my space.
This
This is my space.
This is dedicated to film and media, editing software, Adobe, Final Cut Pro,
Look at it
all
all.
of those things that go into sort of the creative aspect of the digital world. And this is where they create it. So we'll do a lot of film stuff here. We'll do a lot of Photoshop. We'll do a lot of, all of the things, not all the things I'm an expert in any way, shape, or form. Sound editing.
The kids are the experts. That's what the space is for.
Well, they are. I mean, there's a better teacher that does this. It's just not me. We also have these computers available. Now, most kids will have a laptop, will have an iPad or whatever, but if they want to use a school computer, which a lot of them do because they like, there's a zone they can get into when they're on a school computer when it's not their computer and they don't have 50,000 distractions. So if they want to use computers, these are available at all times for them to be able to use.
And just for the people watching, so you're walking down the hallway, it's all glass, right? It's all glass.
We
Do you
call
have students in here unsupervised,
we
if
call
you
them
will?
goldfish because
There
it's
you
like
go,
a
they're in the
bubble,
bowl.
right? It's
I
in
love
the
it.
computer bowl.
But it allows for the collaboration too, and it doesn't feel so dungeony like an
Yeah,
old school.
Look, and there's another thing about this school in the sense that we're a small school, right? I also want to push that idea. We're a small school, we are growing, but there's a maximum size to a population that I think I can do the best things with. And that max number, in my opinion, 350 students. As soon as the school gets bigger than 350 students, not only as a vice principal, but as a teacher, I don't know everybody when I walk out of the school.
Sure.
When I walk out of my classroom, I don't know if they're having an okay day. I don't know if they're supposed to be in class, if they're not supposed to be in class. And those are the things that I think build a stronger community. And if you bring a stronger community, you help build up their self-esteem. If you build up their self-esteem, then everything else is easy.
Yep, I agree with that statement. And more art on the walls, and it
We gotta have
feels
art.
like it doesn't feel like a traditional
I'll
school.
show you a couple of art pieces in a second.
Okay.
Guys, can you just,
Students.
hi. Can you, I'm just gonna film in here, just try to be, yeah? Thank you.
All part of the
That's it,
job.
yeah.
For those watching, it's an exam day. There's nobody here, but students hanging out.
They won't go home, guys. They won't go home. Okay, so this is our chemistry lab, but the really cool thing that we are going to create at Metro Prep starting for next year, we're going to start building the lab as of next semester, is the first genetics focused lab and educational facility in Ontario. So we're going to transform this with PCR machines and genetic testing machines, genetics lab, so kids can not only learn about that element of science. Again, I'm not teaching it because I'm not a genetics or a biology teacher. They can learn about it, but there will be some practicality to it. We are going to bring in real live testing machines so that they can learn how the machine works, how the practical application of biology can affect their careers and affect their education. So this is going to be
And what age group would that
brand
be?
new. We're going to do it all over.
Like
So
7 and up?
curriculum, absolutely.
So
my
grade
grade
7 and
7
up?
and 8s, my grade 7 and 8s will have access to this lab on a more basic level, but they'll have full access. And then we are going to initially integrate this into every grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 course, science course.
Cool.
And then eventually there'll be standalone
a
ministry
specialty?
created specialized courses.
Very cool. Let's talk about that briefly. Everything is, Ministry of Ontario, Ministry of Education, Province of Ontario.
Oh yeah.
Considering we're at a private school, let's just talk about it quickly.
Well, the curriculum that goes on in Ontario is consistent no matter if you're a private school or a public school.
Right.
So if you go to a public school, you have to follow Ontario ministry guidelines as we do here. So in order to get a new course approved, let's say, or an interdisciplinary course approved, there's all of these steps to go through in order to present it to the ministry in order
Sure.
to allow it to be an accredited course. Now, right now, there's tons of accredited courses that are already on the ministry website, and there's all sorts of interdisciplinary courses that are there as well.
Joe, I want to show all the grads without showing them specifically,
Yeah.
but it's just wall to wall
Well, guys,
former students
42
here.
years.
Holy.
Look at that one. That's a great one. That's a double
Look at it all.
cohort year.
Well, so many. So you got like a courtyard feel. Cafeteria's
like a
in the middle.
cafeteria. Yeah, I mean, this is something that we're going to be renovating as of next year. Two things. Now, we're not going to have a full-fledged cafeteria, but we are going to have a little bit of food, a little bit of a healthier choice. Heaven knows I need it.
Me too.
And I want new tables. I don't know, guys. I just want new tables.
But it's got a 90s feel
It's a
to
little
it.
too 90s for me, but
Looks like my old arcade machine.
yeah, right.
Same color anyway.
Listen, we also have house teams. So we break our school up into 4 different houses: Dublin, Connemara, Kildare, and Galway. We actually took the students to a trip to Ireland last summer, and we visit every single region. And the kids use these houses in order to compete and whichever house wins gets this nice like cup. There it is.
There it is, the trophy.
Somehow Kildare, which is my team, keeps losing.
So is there a staff associated with each team then?
Staff goes on each team, absolutely.
Okay, there you go. The cup. That's really good. You just gave me a shirt with this, so this is the mascot.
I painted this, and actually...
For yourself?
I did, but where this mascot came from is actually a very cool story, because Ryan and I took a trip to Tanzania a few years ago. And as we were helping build the foundation for the school, they were using concrete bags to pour out. And as they're pouring out, I see one of this on the side of the bag. In fact,
really?
Come with me.
Let's go.
I'm going to show you the authentic. I'm hoping it's open, guys, and the door's going to be locked, and then I'm going to be oh so upset. But let's keep our fingers crossed here. No!
No!
Hold on, I have my own keys. One sec.
Key?
This is the principal's office.
Look at this.
But here's the cool part. So right here is the actual bag the foreman of the job in Tanzania gave us.
No, and it's framed.
And we have it framed. And that's the sort of the image and the ethos of the school. Because when my students were in Tanzania, there were 17 of them, they worked so incredibly hard to do something so incredibly amazing. They became a part of a community. They became a part of a culture and an idea that I didn't know how transformative and life-changing that was going to be for them and for me. So
That's
is it.
a great story, and
Right?
it's framed like, I love that.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd be getting in trouble on purpose to come hang out in here.
That's what they do.
We've come full circle. We're
Full
back.
circle.
Is this the VP office?
This is it.
Officially,
This is it.
Veep.
Listen, I like a little pop culture. I have a first edition Jaws there. I have some Charlie's Angels
It's
posters.
a throwback in
Look
here
at this.
that I love.
This was me playing volleyball in high school. Look at that form. Wow. You can't even teach that.
Come on.
Perfect. There we go.
You still
Wanna
play?
look at this? I do. Once a week. Me and my bad shoulder.
Well, as you can see, we're back at the hotel. Survived the polar vortex. It's minus 3 bajillion degrees outside. We're gonna hit the hay. Big shout out to Joe Johnson, Metro Prep Academy, school community, everybody for welcoming me into your building, especially during exam week. Check them all out online if you don't follow Joe at Unlearn16. As always, peace and love from Toronto. Give somebody close to you, tell them you matter. Don't forget you matter. Catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you.